Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the heart of human decision-making. We're going to put you right in the middle of a super familiar dilemma to see how it all works. So, let's just get right into it. All right, picture this. It's a Sunday morning and your mom hands you exactly 500 rupees. She tells you to go out and buy whatever you want. Literally, total freedom. So you run down to the market and you see all these fantastic options. I mean, a pizza is calling your name for 300 bucks, a fresh pair of shoes is sitting there for 500, there's that book you've been eyeing for 400, and some sweet earphones for 450. But looking at those price tags, you quickly realize a pretty fundamental problem. Can you buy everything? Well, the answer is obviously no, right? You have to make a choice. And believe it or not, this exact moment, this specific dilemma, that is where the entire field of economics is born.
Here's the ultimate truth of the matter. Your money is limited, but your desires, they are unlimited. You simply cannot have it all because your resources are strictly capped, while your wants are absolutely endless.
And that brings us to our formal definition. Economics is really the science of how people, businesses, and governments make choices when resources are limited, but wants are unlimited. See, it's not just about, boring banks or complex graphs or the stock market. It's actually the ultimate toolkit for making your everyday choices. Section 1. The evolution of economics, a brief history. To really grasp this, it helps to see how our understanding of this science has shifted dramatically over the centuries. Back in 1776, Adam Smith, often called the father of economics, focused purely on the study of wealth, so things like gold and business profits. But then, by the late 19th century, Alfred Marshall came along and shifted that focus over to human welfare. Finally, jumping into the 20th century, Lionel Robbins gave us our modern, most accepted definition, centering entirely on scarcity and choice. Robbins absolutely nailed it here. He pointed out that human behavior is basically a constant juggling act between three things: our unlimited wants, our scarce resources, and the alternative uses for those resources. You are constantly being forced to choose exactly how to deploy what you have. Just think about how this plays out in real life. Your wants never actually end, do they? You satisfy one desire by buying, say, a basic mobile phone, but suddenly, you really want an iPhone. And once you get that iPhone, you want an Apple Watch to go with it. And then maybe a MacBook. The desires literally never stop, which is exactly why managing resources is so incredibly critical. Section 2. Economics through Bollywood. Choices in movies. Let's step away from the textbook for a second and look at the movie 3 Idiots. It is actually a perfect economic dilemma. Farhan really wants to pursue photography, while his father desperately wants him to do engineering. They have competing wants, but they're fighting over the exact same scarce resources: Farhan's time, the family's money, and his one singular career path. A choice absolutely had to be made. Or take the epic journey in the movie Guru. The protagonist is operating with severely limited capital, but completely unlimited dreams. Every single time he has to decide where to put his money to grow his empire, he is making a strict, calculated economic decision driven entirely by scarcity. It even boils down to this classic classroom joke. A teacher asks, "Why didn't you buy the textbook?" And the student replies, "Well, I bought pizza." It's funny, for sure, but it brilliantly captures what you actually give up when you make a choice with your limited pocket money. The punchline is that the teacher congratulates the student for perfectly demonstrating our next major concept: opportunity cost. This is the exact sacrifice you make when choosing one alternative over another. By choosing the pizza, the student sacrificed his educational resource. And honestly, that sacrifice is exactly what economics is measuring. Section 3. Thinking like a manager. Business economics. Now, let's scale this all up. Take a massive number, like 500 crore rupees. Even if a giant company like Reliance has that much money to invest, guess what? They still face scarcity. They can't do everything. They still have to choose between, say, building another geotower, opening a new retail store, or investing in solar energy. Scarcity applies to everyone, no matter how thick the wallet is. Let's put you right in the manager's shoes for a second. Imagine you own a cafe. Today, you only have enough ingredients to make 100 burgers. But your customers are demanding 250 burgers in total across different flavors: 120 veg, 80 paneer, and 50 cheese. So, which burgers do you actually prepare to maximize your profit? How do you allocate those limited ingredients? Do you prioritize the ones with the highest profit margin? Do you raise your prices? Or should you maybe hire more staff for tomorrow? This right here is managerial economics in action, solving the problem of scarcity to maximize your profit.
Section 4. The SCARS Framework, a memory trick.
To make sure you walk away from this explainer with these core concepts totally locked in your mind, I want to leave you with a simple memory trick. Just remember the word scarce. S is for scarcity. C is for choice. A is for alternative uses. R stands for resources. That second C is for cost, specifically opportunity cost. And E is for efficiency. Seriously, just remember this one word and you instantly recall the entire foundation of economics.
Which brings us to our final question for you. How will you spend your next limited resource? The next time you have a little bit of money, or maybe just 2 hours of free time on a Sunday afternoon, ask yourself, what are you choosing and what opportunity cost are you leaving behind? Keep that in mind, and you'll be thinking like an economist every single day.